G'day, Jared from Tyre Review, and I'm at SEMA 2019. I'm standing with Dwayne from Yokohama. Dwayne, thanks for having us.
Absolutely, glad to have you.
Yeah. So, Yokohama, just start off by telling us who is Yokohama, what is Yokohama, what makes you guys tick?
Yeah, so Yokohama, the global corporation, has been around for over 100 years. Here in the United States, we just celebrated our 50th, and kind of on the motorsports side, we've been around for 40 years. So, kind of been doing this tire thing for a while, and basically 2019 was the year to shine, and we launched 9 new products. So we can walk you through. Yeah, it's been a woo.
That's a lot of launches.
Can't wait till December. Just take it off, and then so we can walk you through all that product as we go down the line.
Sure. Let's go and have a look at the XAT first. XAT looks pretty aggressive. What's the story with it behind this tire?
So on the XMT here, this is our extreme mud
XMT.
train. Yeah, no, we're there. I do it. Been doing it all day.
There's lots of X's going on.
It's extreme. Yeah. So on the mud terrain, basically is people ask for their tires and their vehicles to do kind of more extreme, different things. There's a lot of opportunity to kind of fill in the gaps from kind of the craziest down to kind of the most pedestrian. And so the XMT really starts it off as kind of the most extreme. So this is for, extreme rock crawling, giving you a lot of biting edges here to be able to go through the sand, the silt, the dirt, and then making it in really aggressive sizes where it's a 40-inch tire, a 37, and then in the large rim diameters as well.
Is it the same casing as the regular MT?
So basically, as each tire is really optimized for what it needs to do, that literally starts from the ground up, if you will. And so the casing will be different for each one, whether it's a substantial tweak or a minor tweak, mainly just to keep the profile to do what it needs to do, and then also to give it the strength, whether it's an E-load or an F-load rated tire. Each of that's going to need a slightly different thing.
Yeah, so still 3-ply between the two?
Indeed.
Yeah. So I guess the other new tire is the XAT.
Yes.
So XAT, XMT.
And then just a regular old MT right here.
That's right, the plain old boring old MT. What actually it's not boring. We've got a set of those in the shop at the moment. What's the story behind the XAT?
So again, to kind of fill that void where there's people that have an all-terrain tire and then they have a mud terrain tire, and basically, even kind of for the most extreme stuff, that's almost a trailered vehicle. That's a non-street legal vehicle. I mean, it's pretty aggressive. So even for the person that is off-roading, let's just say every weekend, which is still a pretty healthy amount, they're still driving to work Monday through Friday. And so, or an MT might be too aggressive, the XAT is kind of the in-between ground. And so they say, hey, I need it to do a little bit more aggressive, but I can't have the kind of constant issues of the MT, whether it's the super aggressive noise or just the pattern or how it goes through the product. So the XAT fills that void. Yeah,
so you're going to have a quieter ride, a bit more comfortable.
Indeed.
Is it? I have heard that it's a 3-ply casing still.
Yes. Yep. So basically on the XAT, it's kind of again ground up, launched 4 months ago here in the US, and then basically just keep going on and basically taking what we've learned and then just kind of applying it to this very specific need.
Yep, that's cool. I've actually got a set of these on my car at the moment, and I'm rating them. So that's going to be really interesting to see how they turn out, particularly on the trail. Should we go and have a look at anything else?
Absolutely, we can head on down.
That's right. Come and show me. So you got the Geo15.
Yes. So this is kind of your traditional all-terrain. And as we kind of go through this product line, this is as I mentioned, we launched 9 new products. This was launched 2 years ago. So it's the old man in the bunch here. And so the AT, again, is a traditional AT. It's a little bit less aggressive than someone else's AT, and that's why that XAT fills that void really, really well. So for someone that needs kind of the durability, and again, 93 sizes, so a lot of coverage, from a vehicle perspective.
And so this is a 2-ply casing, this one?
Yes.
Yep. And then we move into the HT.
Yep. So again, there's people that say, hey, my truck is really just for moving stuff on the road. And so, traditional HT is very warranted for people that just say, it's a truck, it stays on the road, you know, it obviously can go, you know, slightly bits of off-road, but doesn't need to be. They're more focused on more the treadwear, which is on this is a 70,000 mileage warranty.
Yeah, right. In the US, I got to point that out.
Sorry, mileage.
But it's good that you guys actually trust your tires well enough that you guarantee that mileage here in the States.
Exactly, and that's, you know, on aggressive roads here in the United States, you know, and across the whole spectrum of hot places of Texas to cold places in the north. So again, gives people that peace of mind that they can just keep driving and driving and driving.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I believe we've got a brand new tire down here, which has just been launched in the States.
Yes.
So it may or may not be coming to Australia. We're not sure at this stage, so stay tuned.
Yes. So as here in the United States, the crossover market is literally that exponential growth. That it's just year over year, it's more and more. Where people say, I need some parts of a truck, but not a full pickup bed truck. So the crossover market is absolutely huge, and so this is for basically a high-end luxury vehicle, high-end luxury crossover that needs all-season performance versus just the summer tire. So this comes in the aggressive fitments like the 20, the 21-inch, and the 22-inch. So again, high-end vehicles that they say, hey, I want to be able to use. I bought this really nice truck-like vehicle, and I want to use it year-round.
Yeah.
So that's the tire that can give them that performance.
So you're looking at comfortable ride and that sort of thing with this?
Yes, exactly. So basically, if you bought a high-end crossover, you bought it for a reason. You know, it's going to be comfortable, it's going to be quiet, it's going to perform well, both from kind of a stop and start, and from you know, both longitude, lateral requests of what a tire's asking for. So you know, if you have a Range Rover or a Porsche or a Lexus, you know, that you're asking for, you know, some pretty serious performance. This is a tire that complements that.
So for everyone playing at home, that's the XCV. So that might be coming to Australia soon.
One more X. We just can't get enough of those X's. Yes.
So
never mind.
I was going to see if we can work X into Yokohama or something, but
we're right there at the end of the alphabet. So we just like playing in that space,
making friends back there.
Exactly.
Is there anything else we should have a look at down here?
Yeah, come on down. We do more than trucks.
Really?
Yeah.
We had a set of your high performance tires in the warehouse just recently, but tell me what else has happened around here recently.
Yeah, so I mean, just the part that, you know, isn't quite the SEMA sexy, but basically all the tires that people actually need most day in, day out. This is our more consumer product line that's more focused on people that need, you know, an 80,000 mile warranty, and then
we don't offer in Australia, I don't think, but again, they're happy to guarantee that here in
exactly, making sure that the product works and can perform and do what it needs to do. And so basically on this side of things, basically the Ascend GT was launched last year, the Ascend LX launched this year, and then on that side of it is basically performance, and then with more of a performances and speed and whatnot versus the Ascend LX, which is more focused on mileage.
Yeah.
Yep. In Australia, you have the Time Attack series, which is all, you know, the Advan livery and whatnot, and is extremely popular in the United States, or excuse me, in Japan and Australia. Here in the United States, it hasn't been as visible, so we wanted to be able to tell that story. So that's kind of what our booth is here, and is because we launched all 4 of these new products just this year.
All four of these new products?
Yes.
So these are new products in the States that they might be making their way to Australia. We're not sure yet.
That's what I've been told. Yeah. So basically from a full competition tire that is out ready to race and win, you know, on a global stage like at Pikes Peak.
Yeah. But that's still street legal.
Indeed. Yeah, it's a 200 UTQG, so kind of within most US-based racing regulations. And then we go all the way down to an all-season tire.
Yeah. So that's an all-season tire that you can still probably go to the track to every now and then if you wanted to, or you're probably looking at the Fleva for that?
I'd probably, just to be on the safe side, push it back towards this direction, just for that's basically going to give you the ability to drive in snow and in a performance vehicle.
That's proper all-season.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, here, if you're really dedicated to the track, I would definitely spend time on the AO52, where it's just, you know, that's where the 1/10 of a second counts, and you're out there to play to win.
Yeah. Awesome. That's great. Well, I think we might finish up with a panning shot of these cars over here because they're pretty incredible.
Absolutely. They're way better looking than I am, so have at it.
So these are from the Time Attack series, you're saying?
So basically we've got we've got some race cars from the yesteryear. Up top, we've got, and then down below, we've got some soon-to-be race cars, and then some cars that competed here in 2019. Pikes Peak, the Travis Pastrana and the GT4, which raced on the AO52s, and then a Porsche Cup car that we've been racing since 2009.
That's awesome. Cool. So, thanks very much for giving us the tour around, Dwayne.
My pleasure.
And enjoy the rest of SEMA.
Same to you. Safe
Cheers.
travels.
Thanks, everyone.